Alright guys, this is Charlie Do right here. Probably can't really see without a flash. Anyways, got the new fuel injectors in. I haven't got the exhaust in yet. Did a neat trick with the I've lost a tensioner. I actually bought a tensioner for this thing a long time ago. And so basically what I did is I just took the old tensioner apart and I kind of rebuilt it. I took the bearings out of this pulley, which was getting kind of noisy. Took them apart, cleaned them, put new grease in it. It'll either work or it won't, so I'm not going to be out at anything either way. But bad news is, before everything happened, I changed the oil probably about a week or two in this car right before it started acting up. So I decided to drain the oil out, and I don't know if this will show up in the camera or not. Let me get the flashlight. Yeah, it's showing up. See those little white streaks? That's not an illusion or whatever. That's really there. That's I believe that's to be metal. I tried putting a magnet in it, and I think it's aluminum. So, and you can see a little bit of the oil right there, possibly. It's kind of got like a little milky thing going on. I don't think it's water. I think it's metal. I stuck a magnet in there, and it doesn't seem to be magnetic, but it seems to be really, really fine metal. So I'm getting ready to pull off the oil pan and see what I can see. Hopefully I don't find nothing major. Matter of fact, the oil filter's over here draining, and I've got some metal coming out of there too. It's really, really fine. Really fine. So I want to take off the oil pan and see what I can see. Thanks, Charlie Do right out. Oh, and today's date is February the 2nd, 2019. The time is, it's just a little bit after 1 o'clock. So, not good news. There's a possibility that piston might have just swelled up a little bit and it ate some off of it from heat. But I'm not going to guarantee it. It does look like it might be shiny, like it's aluminum, but it could also be a bearing material too. Now, when I took the valve cover off, I did not see any material there. So when I pull the oil pan off, I'm hoping to see some type of little metal shavings around wherever this is coming from. It had to originate from someplace. So sort of like playing crime scene investigation here. Definitely don't want to leave this oil in there, so I'm going to be changing it out. Since I got my flashlight here, actually it's just a really cheap Black & Decker drop light. These are allegedly what they called upgraded fuel injectors. I paid just a little bit over $50 for them on eBay. I tend to use eBay for everything. The only problem is it's not as nice. It is not as nice as Rock Auto, meaning that not everything shows up at the same time. And as a matter of fact, I normally talk up eBay because I've had a bad experience with Amazon, and I'm sort of like one of those people with like one bad experience that was, kind of costly. I kind of, don't go back to that company or that corporation. So the problem is with the valve cover gasket. The person that originally ordered it from said that they couldn't get it for 2 more weeks. They had to order it straight from China after I already paid for it and waited for like 2 days. And most of the stuff takes between 2 to 5 days to show up. And I wasn't going to wait another 2 weeks on a valve cover gasket because I'm currently driving a gas guzzling GMC Yukon, and this little Toyota Camry is sort of like my daily driver to and from work. So I ordered one. You can order OEM Toyota gaskets, and I had to pay a bit more obviously than for the generic ones. So I bought a genuine Toyota gasket. I basically have all my gaskets showed up. As a matter of fact, the oil pan gasket that I ordered, it showed up today, whereas everything else came in within 2 to 3 days, I think, of ordering it. Most of everything else showed up pretty quickly. So that's where I'm at. And yeah, so there's my tensioner. Had all this apart. This was very difficult to get to, by the way. Oh, and I haven't made a video about this, but I took that power steering pump off back there, and then there's a screen in the back. And this is another thing that led me to check my oil, which being that it should not have gotten dirty within like a week or so of changing it. I don't know if this will show up on camera, but this is the screen, and looked like it was at least 50%, if not more, filled with metal particles, not just sludge. So another not so good situation here. So like I said, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that maybe that piston was just so hot that it just kind of shaved some of the aluminum off, but there's a possibility that it could be a more deeper problem than that. But as far as underneath of the camshaft, underneath of the valve cover, there's not any, I'm not seeing any big, you know, telltale signs that there's metal shavings coming off of it. So anyway, that's about it. Yeah, this is a 2003 Toyota Camry with 250,000 miles on it. History is completely unknown. So I made another video, but I forgot to tell the time and the date. Sometimes people like to hear that or see that. So well, I'm just going to keep on chasing this rabbit till I find the rabbit, I guess. Which in this case is the source of this metallic metal. So chow the deer right out. Oh yeah, this screen, if you don't know what its purpose is, this has variable valve timing, and this is supposed to keep bigger pieces from getting in there. So you can find about anything on YouTube. It showed a guy actually replacing this. He actually left the part number, the Toyota part number for this, and that's how I was able to order it. Unfortunately, this was one of the parts I could not get on eBay. I actually had to get this one from the dealer, which wasn't too terribly bad. I think it was right around $13, maybe $18. So, anyways, that's it. Chow the deer right out. Oh, and on the fuel injectors, if anybody wants to know what kind them are, those are, not them. This is who made them. A company called Rattling, D-E-L-E-E-N. So, like I said, I'm not 100% sure this is going to fix it, but I think these are right around $50 to $55, and if somebody's interested, I can probably try to find a link to the source. It's on eBay. All I have to do is basically put the part number in off this fuel injector, and just about everything popped up, or you could dial in your engine size and the year and all that stuff, and you can get a bunch of hits too. But yeah, well, you can't really check it out until I find the source of this aluminum. So if it's the number 2 piston, I'll probably figure it out. That piston just got so hot it started actually expanding and shaving some metal out of it. If it's someplace else, we'll find out after the next video, I guess. So whatever I find, I'll try to document. So this initially started out as a rattling sound, and could lead to something else. So hopefully, didn't buy all these parts for an engine that's ready to blow up. Chow the deer right out.